All right, good morning. So, what I'm going to do this morning is two videos, one showing people how to complete the movie making project, and one showing people how to complete the um, coding project. Sorry, forgot what I was doing now. Okay, so this is one class is clever, doesn't matter which. If you go into clever and you click on brainpop, I feel some people still don't know how to get to brainpop, so I will show you that. And then if you see this screen, you go up to dashboard at the top, and this is where my screen is going to be a little bit different. So I look for a certain class. So I'm going to do N114. Okay. Now, some people are doing 3D printing and some people are doing the engineering design process, but the way that we do the videos, if you're doing the video, and the way that we're coding is still the same. So this one is going to look at coding. So if you don't need to look about how to make, if you need to look at making a movie, watch the other one. I'm going to post both of these to your Google Classroom. So this is what you should see. And I'm going to go and do the movie project right here and click on go. Okay, so what we're going to do is answer a letter. And there are three letters if you're doing the engineering design process, and we are going to go with what are the steps of the engineering design process and choose that letter. Okay, so this is our board, and you'll see that this is where your scenes go. There is one scene here, another scene here, and then you can add, it says right there, I'll zoom in, up to 20 scenes. So let's build our backdrop by adding a background. So these are all fine, but if you click in here where it says search brainpop backgrounds, you can search for lots of different things. If you want, you could search for, I don't know, let's try a factory. Okay, so there's that, there's something industrial. Let's try a classroom. We've got that too. I'm gonna go with a science lab. Okay, so it's basically that classroom. I'm gonna use this one. Okay. So we've got our background, and now we need to build it. So these are what they give you that's related to what your subject is on. So I'm going to choose this lady here. And you see she jumps in. She's a scientist. And she can go at the bottom there. And now this is going to introduce what your movie is about. So we're going to add sound. And I'm going to use a computer voice here. Right, here it says write your script here. And you can choose a female or male voice. So I'm going to just say the engineering and design process, which I can't spell, is a process which people use when designing and creating new things. I think we'll leave it right there. And I'll use a female voice because it's a lady there. Alright, so that's in there. And now, if I click on that.
The engineering and design process is a process which people use when designing and creating new things.
So that's perfect right there. So I'm going to save that. You can't see it, but you see this orange part here. If I go like that, save it. Okay, so that's great, except it's just a screen with a lady in it. So now we've got to make it so we can annotate it, and let's give her a speech bubble. Now, if you move your mouse around the speech bubble, you've got these arrows where you can make it bigger, and you've got this one where you can move it around when it's the 4 arrows. So I'm going to go like this. And now this is where people were saying they had some trouble, so I'm going to show you again. To put write in and text in this box, you have to go this one or this one. Doesn't matter which. I like this one because it's got a white background so it fits in the bubble nice. You click on it and it goes to the center of your screen and it says tap and type. Before you click on it, you'll see if you put your mouse over it, it lets you move it. So I'm going to move it to where I want it. And this is one place where they need to improve on, because if you make this text box bigger, you don't fill it with writing, you just make the text bigger. So you have to do 1 box, 2 box, 3 box, 4 box, how many boxes it needs to say what you just wrote. So the engineering. So see, all I can fit in that one is the engineering. So what I have to do now is get another box, put it as far over as we can so you can fit more work in. Tap and type, design process, and I can probably fit is in there, is another one, and then it will save on its own. And if you forget what you put, you can just go back here and you can actually copy and paste it word by word, or a few words by a few words. So I'm just going to do that as a process which people use when designing and creating new things. So I'll put another one. Make sure it's in the right spot. And squeeze that in there. There we go. Last one down here. Alright, so we'll play the audio.
The engineering and design process is a process which people use when designing and creating new things.
And that is your first scene. So you click on your second scene and you just do the exact same thing. You add a background. It can be a different background. I think I want to use a classroom because I saw a board there that I liked that I've used before. So I'm going to use this. So now we can do stuff. And then I'm going to put this woman back here because she's explaining stuff. And then I'm going to put this here because this is our engineering design process for those that have been using it. Alright, and just make that nice in the center. And see, now you can read all of those. So this is where you would go to add sound, and you can say and this is going to be long, so the first thing you do is identify, if I can spell right today, the problem you need to solve. Then, you know what we'll do? We will capitalize all of the words that are in the box there, and it will make it easy to spot. Then you imagine all of the possibilities that could solve it. Then you need to make a plan on how you are going to build your solution. Then you create it. After this, you test and improve. The whole process can start again and again. That is why it is in a circle. Okay. So the first thing you do is identify the problem you need to solve. Then you imagine all the possibilities that could solve it. Then you need to make a plan on how you are going to build your solution. Then you create it. After this, make sure we're always being grammatically correct. You test and improve. The whole process can start again and again. That's why it is in a circle. It's going to be a female voice. And then I'm going to save it. So, you have to preview your movie before you can save it. So we're going to watch the whole thing all together.
The engineering and design process is a process which people use when designing and creating new things. The first thing you do is identify the problem you need to solve. Then you imagine all of the possibilities that could solve it. Then you need to make a plan on how you are going to build your solution. Then you create it. After this, you test and improve. The whole process can start again and again. That is why it is in a circle.
And then we close the movie. It's just 48 seconds long. And then you would click on save right there, which it won't let me do. So I hope this has been useful. I hope you could follow along. This works for the same people that have to do the 3D printing movie. All you are doing there is explaining the difference between a 2D and a 3D printer. And I will put that in the description for you guys, okay? All right. Thank you very much.